Hello, today in this video we are going to be learning how we can download macOS in VirtualBox. So before I start the video, I want to tell you why would you want to do this. Because you can use VMware. VMware is pretty good and it is easier to make the virtual machine than VirtualBox. But there is a problem. VMware has some requirements that wouldn't suit all of the computers, especially old ones. You must have a 3 GHz CPU, or else you must have a CPU that is made in 2011 or later. If you have a very old CPU like Sandy Bridge, you wouldn't be able to download VMware on it. But if you have a newer CPU like Comet Lake, you can download it. But with VirtualBox, there are not many strict requirements. So the second thing is, I've already made a video. Why I am making another video? That is because when I made my previous video, I showed you how to download macOS High Sierra. So it had a limit that you can only download macOS High Sierra, and it was also virtual hard disk. That means you cannot change the size of it. So let's start the video. So we can start by first downloading the macOS ISO and VMware tools. So go to the link in the description. Here you would see this link for VMware tools and macOS ISO link. You will only see one link, but this link contains most of the versions of macOS that you are going to be needing. It contains from macOS Monterey, which is the latest version, to macOS Sierra. And then after you have downloaded a version, by just selecting it and clicking on these show actions button and then clicking on this download button, after you have downloaded the ISO that I have already done, here it is in my downloads folder, macOS Mojave ISO, and after that you have to download VMware tools. Just open that link, and then it is very simple to download it. Just open it up, and then here just click on this download button to download this VMware tools ISO. After you have downloaded the VMware tools ISO and macOS ISO, it's time to install VirtualBox. So just open up your web browser and then click on the link in the description down below. Alternatively, you can just search for VirtualBox and then click on this Oracle VM VirtualBox page, or else you can just go to virtualbox.org. And now here, click on this download VirtualBox button and then select your operating system. You can select from Windows, macOS, Linux and Solaris. So you can, if you have a Linux distribution, just select this Linux distributions option and then select your Linux distribution. So because I have Windows, I will click on this Windows hosts. And also one more thing, after you have downloaded VirtualBox, you also have to download this VirtualBox extension pack. So just click on this all supported platforms to download it, and then just download it simply. And now after you have downloaded all of the required files, run the VirtualBox setup and then download it. And then after it has been downloaded, just open it up. And now here go to preferences, then go to extensions, click on this add extensions button, then select the extension pack that you have downloaded. Then click on install, read through the license agreement and then click on I agree. And then if you see a user account control prompt, just click on yes, and then it should install the extension pack. After it has been installed, click on this OK button and then click on OK again. So you have successfully installed VirtualBox extension pack. Now the second thing we have to do is make our virtual machine. So just click on this new button. Then give a name to your virtual machine. I will call it macOS Mojave. And then select where you want to save the virtual machine's files. Then select the type of macOS 10 and select the version of macOS 10 64-bit and then click on next. Now here you have to give it some RAM. So if you are using an older version, you can give it 2 GB, and if you are using a newer version, you can give it 4 GB. I do not recommend to give it very low RAM even if it is an older version, because that would make your virtual machine very slow. So that's why I will give it 4 GB of RAM and then click on next. Now select create a virtual hard disk now and then click on create. Select VHD virtual hard disk and then click on next. Now this is your option. If you want your virtual machine to be fast, select fixed size, and if you want your virtual machine to be like average speed, select dynamically allocated. But there is a problem with fixed size. It would take longer to create on some systems. I will select it dynamically allocated and then click on next. And now here give your virtual machine hard disk some storage. So I wouldn't recommend you to give it very little storage, or else sometimes it wouldn't be able to download macOS. I will give it around 60 to 100 GB. I will give it 100.70 GB and then click on this create button. And now go to settings, go to system, then go to processor and give your virtual machine some processors. Sometimes it wouldn't be able to boot the virtual machine because you have given it a very low amount of processors. I will give it 4 CPUs. Then go to display, set the video memory to 128 MB or higher. If you have an option for that, just set the video memory to max, and then after that click on this OK button. Now close VirtualBox. Now go again to the description of this video, and now there you will find this code. Now basically you have to do is copy that code from the description and paste it in a notepad window. Then there you will see some text like Big Sur or something like that. Now you will see this text, VM name. So there I will change this text. When I post this text in the description, I will change this text to VM name. So this you have to do is select that VM name text. Don't select the colons, double quotation marks. Then click on edit. Then click on replace, and then select right here find what of VM name and replace it with your virtual machine name. So you have to also copy the code according to your processor. If you have a AMD CPU, just copy this code. If you have an Intel CPU, copy this code. And now after you have made the changes to this code, you have copied it to notepad, and then you have replaced the name. Just copy that code that you have just edited, then just copy it. Then open up command prompt as administrator. If you see a UAC account, user account control prompt, just click on yes. And now here just paste the code. And now finally press enter for the last line of code to work. And now after you have run this code, just close this command prompt window, and then you can now run your virtual machine. So open a VirtualBox again. Now click on this start button to start the virtual machine. And now here click on this button right here, and then click on this add button. Now select the macOS ISO that you have downloaded. Click on choose and then click on start. This will start your virtual machine, so be patient till it boots up. And if you see some log like some things like gtrace and list log, like this log, don't worry, nothing is going wrong. It is just verbose mode. It will display anything that is going with the virtual machine to your screen. Don't worry about anything. If you have successfully made your virtual machine, you would see an Apple logo. So wait till it boots up. Now as you can see, we are seeing our Apple logo, and I want to tell you one thing. If you want your virtual machine to go in full screen mode, go to view and then click on this full screen mode button and then click on switch, and then this should make your virtual machine go in full screen mode. This wouldn't actually make your virtual machine full screen mode. It would continue with the normal resolution, but we can fix that and make it full screen after macOS have been installed. So now after it have booted up, select your language. I will select English India because I live in India. And now click on this continue button right here. And now here you should be greeted with this macOS utilities screen. Now here just select this utility and then click on this continue button. Now select this VBox hard disk media and then click on this erase button and then erase your disk with the format of macOS extended journal and the scheme of GUID partition map. Give it any name you want. I will call it Macintosh HD because it is the default name for Macintosh hard drives. And then after that, click on this erase button. And now this should erase the disk. This wouldn't take too much time. It would take only some seconds. And then after it has been erased, click on this done button. And then just close this utility. Now after that, just select this install macOS option and then click on continue. And then after that, click on this continue button. Then click on agree. And then click on agree. And then select the hard drive that you have erased. So just select that hard drive. I will select Macintosh HD because I have erased that hard drive. And then click on install. Now wait till macOS installs. It would restart a couple of times, but don't worry. It is doing as normal as it could. Don't worry, nothing will go wrong. It would be successfully installed after we see the welcome screen. So after it have been fully installed and booted up, now it's time to select your country. So I will select India right here. And then click on this continue button. And now here select your keyboard and then click on continue. Now here you will see this data and privacy screen. If you want to read more, just click on this learn more button and then click on this continue button. Now here if you want to transfer any information, just select that option. I will select don't transfer any information now. Now here if you want to sign in with your Apple ID, just do that. I will click on setup later because I don't want to sign in with my Apple ID and then click on skip. And now here if read through the terms and conditions and then click on agree. And then click on agree. Now here it's time to make your account. So just make your account. It is not very simple and I don't have to guide you through this. So after that just click on this continue button. And now here this would create your account. This wouldn't take too much time, only a few seconds. And now here if you want to set up express settings, just click on this customize settings button. I will skip it for now. And now here if you see this screen in which you have to select your theme, just do that. I will select here a dark theme and then click on continue. Now here finally it would set up your Mac. this would take only a few seconds, like when it was creating the account. And now here, if you see this feedback assistant, you can just see what it is, or just customize settings or submit your feedback by just clicking on this continue button. I will just close it because I don't want to submit feedback. And now here, if you see this keyboard setup assistant, just set up your keyboard by clicking on continue and just follow the instructions. And now here, if you see here which type of keyboard you want to use, just select your keyboard and then click on done. And now finally, macOS fully installed, but there is a problem. You might see that there is some lag in the virtual machine. So how can we fix that? We can fix that by installing VMware tools. This would boost up the virtual machine. Now if you go to the Apple menu and then click on about this Mac, you can see here the macOS version and many more things. But here, as you can see, the graphics display is only 3 megabytes. We have to boost it up. So with the help of VMware tools, we can change the graphics display from 3 megabytes to 128 megabytes. So how can we do that? First of all, inject this macOS DVD, install macOS DVD. And then after that, here in this VirtualBox menu, I will just show you by getting out of full screen. Now here in this VirtualBox menu, just click on this devices, then optical drives, then click on choose a disk file and select the VMware Tools ISO that you have downloaded. And then just open it, and then you should be greeted with this VMware Tools screen. Now here, you have to do is just click on this install VMware Tools button. And now here, you will see the screen. You will be guided through the steps necessary to install the software. Just click on continue, then click on install, then click on continue installation. And then if you see a screen, just authenticate with your password. And now if you see some screens like this system extension blocked, just click on open system security preferences and then unblock it by clicking on this allow button. And now just wait till it installs. And now as you can see, it have installed. Sometimes when it is late, when you allow it late, it may show you a screen that it is not perfectly installed. Don't worry if you saw that screen that installation failed. Don't worry, the installation was successful. So after that, don't click on this restart button. Just force shut down the virtual machine by clicking on the X button. So I will just do that. So here is the X button. I will just click on that and then select power off the machine and then click on OK. And now here in VirtualBox, just click on this settings button and then go to display. Then set the graphics controller to VMS VGA. And then after that, just click on this OK button and then start the virtual machine again. So now here, after it have booted up, just log into your account and then you will see a change. So if you get this pop-up, you shut down your computer because of a problem, just click on this cancel button. And now here, click on this Apple button to go to the Apple menu and then click on about this Mac. Now here, as you can see, the graphics display memory have jumped up from 3 megabytes to 128 megabytes. So this would make your virtual machine pretty fast. So there is one more thing still left, and that is it is not full screen. And if you go to full screen mode and then click on switch, you can see it is not full screen. So how can we fix that? So in order to fix this, just you have to copy some code. You have to copy some code to the macOS command prompt, which is right here, macOS terminal. So the first thing you have to do is open up terminal. You can search it from Spotlight search menu, or you can just open it using the launchpad. And now here in this terminal window, write the code. So you cannot just simply copy and paste it. You have to write that code. So I will be right back after I have written this code. So after you have written that code, just replace 1920 by 1080 pixels to your resolution. If your resolution is 1920 by 1080, don't worry, because this is not my resolution. I will replace this to 1360 by 768 pixels, because for some reason 1366 by 768, which is my computer's resolution, did not work. That's why I am using 1360 by 768. And then just press enter. I misspelled sudo right here, so I will just write the correct spelling of it. And then enter your password, and then and now as you can see, it is full screen. Now if you go in full screen mode, as you can see, it is completely in full screen. So your virtual machine is pretty fast now, and it is also in full screen. You can do anything you can do on macOS, you can do on this virtual machine. Like if you want to do Swift development and make iOS apps or macOS apps, you can just download Xcode and then program in Swift or Objective-C, and you can do many more things. So this is pretty much it for this video. I hope you have learned something new today. So bye bye.